Shalom, Kol Halal, Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Kadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of GMS, including the elders that came before them that taught us his truth. Shalom and salutations to all the brothers out pushing the word of truth and in sincerity. I'm the brother Yahshua. I'm back with a quick lesson. And it's about how things are turning up out here in these streets. And it's going to continue to turn up until, it's utter chaos out here. All right. This is, we'll start right here. Let's see. Salaki, bear with me. Like that. Let me see. We'll just go here. Second Esdras chapter. Okay. Let's see. Second Esdras 5. All right. So this is Second Esdras 5. Start at 8. There shall be a confusion also in many places, and the fire shall be oft sent out again, and the wild beasts shall change their places, and menstruous women shall bring forth monsters. Okay? All right. Now, confusion also in many places. All right, that's the point. And menstruous women shall bring forth monsters. All right, so let's watch a couple of videos. All right, let's penetrate. Let's see. Let's go over here. Go to history. All right, and we can start. Okay, because everybody knows about Lil Loaded. All right, so let's watch this real quick.
About this shit. And
Slocking.
If you suffer from numbness, tingling.
All right, bear with me on these commercials. All right, because you can see the people are going crazy right now.
Lil Loaded, who recently just passed away. In July of 2019, 20-year-old Deshaun Robinson uploaded a video to YouTube titled Lil Loaded, Block Baby. According to an article by Complex News, popular YouTuber Tommy Craze came across the video only 54 minutes after it was posted. Tommy was filming an episode in which he reacts to music videos with 0 views, and Block Baby immediately grabbed his attention. Tommy Craze would drop a reaction video, and by the next morning, Block Baby had amassed over 45,000 views, and Lil Loaded was on his rise to stardom. He'd only been rapping 8 months. This was only his second song he'd released, and the rest is history. Originally born in San Bernardino, California.
You see these fools carrying choppers? That's a Kalashnikov AK-47 that shoots 7.62 ball ammunition, which can pierce an armored tank. And these kids are running around brandishing them, and it is said that this guy was playing with one and shot his friend up. All right?
Loaded moved to Dallas, Texas at 10 years old, giving him what he described as a southern drawl with a West Coast vibe. He lived with his mom and 4 siblings while his father was incarcerated, looking up to his older brother of 8 years as a role model. Lil Loaded was only 15 when his older brother was killed, and the murder is still unsolved to this day. Following in his brother's footsteps, he'd grow up fast in the streets. Recalling in a Vlad TV interview, his brother's death only further propelled him into the streets, and that same year was the first of many times he'd been shot at, and at a later time, he was shot in his hand after blocking his face, saying if he hadn't blocked the bullet, he would have caught a face shot. As he continued releasing music and rising to fame, his life, which was already drastically changing for the best, would take a turn for the worst. An Instagram live from June of 2020 would show Lil Loaded in a hospital bed, revealing a gunshot wound to his leg as he threw up gang signs nodding his head. Only 4 months after being shot, his best friend would be killed. But how and who did it shocked everyone. October 25th.
He does have on a little Star of David right there. Why would that be? I think it was the Elder Manatazagba out in South Carolina said that he used the phrase "the Most High," so he had to know, right? And then he had a little prayer to the Most High or whatever. But I mean, you failed, like the elder said. You failed. You didn't get out of that thing.
2020, 18-year-old Khalil Walker was sitting in a car with Lil Loaded. And as the story goes, he was recording Lil Loaded with the phone while Loaded aimed a Draco pistol at him. The gun went off twice, and Khalil's sister came outside the house finding her brother on the ground as Lil Loaded and another man stood by him. She then found the phone with the video capturing the shooting. Lil Loaded got Khalil into the car with the help of the third man and drove him to the hospital where he later died. Loaded would receive backlash through social media by his own people in his own city, even his own gang blaming him for the death and questioning how the fuck you shoot someone accidentally twice. While those more familiar with firearms, and more specifically a Draco, which fires a 7.62 round, believed he may have accidentally bump fired the weapon, causing 2 shots in rapid succession. 2 months later, Loaded would be arrested and charged with the murder of his friend, and later in March of 2021, he'd be indicted on a lesser charge of manslaughter. Out on bond, being blamed for the death of his best friend and the pressure of maintaining his career with his legal struggles, matters only became worse, and on May 31st, the news broke. Lil Loaded's lawyer confirmed he had died, and authorities later revealed he was found with a self-inflicted gunshot wound to his head. While fans and blogs struggle to find a reason why he'd do such a thing, a friend of the rap...
All right, that's good enough. All right? Can you see the turmoil? The Most High is moving. This dude was infested with demons. Right? They let his ass back out on the street so he could push that drug death culture even further. And he probably understood, oh, okay, well, they got me. They got me out here doing this, okay? And there's no way out. How are you a kid and they drop a murder charge down to manslaughter and you're out on a damn street? All right, that's a setup to push that thing. It's about his career. What career? Toting guns and making videos about guns and shooting people and getting shot and all of that. That's what rap is now. Going back to Tupac. Tupac got shot 5 times. He's up. He's walking around, da-da-da-da. And now people are living it out. Ridiculous. All right, so that's one. That's Lil Loaded. All right, now we got this. And this is yesterday.
More violence in Miami-Dade now. Shots fired out.
Okay. June 1st, I think today is the 3rd. Rapper DaBaby, this is WPLG Local 10. It's a news channel. Rapper DaBaby questioned in Miami Beach double shooting. Okay, not that he did it, but this is the rap culture. This is what they're pushing. All right.
More violence in Miami-Dade now. Shots fired outside of Prime 112 on South Beach. Police are telling us today the popular rapper DaBaby is among those being questioned. Local 10's Christina Vasquez live now with much more on this one. Christina.
Late this afternoon, police saying the performer one of several people they have detained. One of the people police now say they are interviewing related to this eruption of gunfire near Ocean Drive and First Street in Miami Beach last night is 29-year-old Jonathan Lindale Kirk, better known as DaBaby. This video from a felony court appearance last year related to an arrest on a warrant from Dallas, Texas, connected, a judge said, to organized criminal activity. The rapper has also faced a local charge of battery after police say he punched someone at a Brickell hotel. Last night's shooting happened just after 11:30 p.m., a jarring moment of violence for both Miami Beach residents and visitors.
People were running and people were screaming.
I see workers running, waiters running, like from their jobs.
Dimitri James lives nearby and said it sounded like a shootout.
It might have been like a gun battle because it wasn't. It was like boom, 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 just non-stop, and then it died out, and then like 5 minutes later, again, boom, 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 boom. It's becoming the norm now. This was supposed to be.
It's becoming the norm now. Let's hear that again.
Becoming the norm now.
What? All right, so the Most High is turning up the heat. Okay?
It's becoming the norm now. This was supposed to be Suffolk Fifth. It's supposed to be like where tranquility is. That's why I moved here, but apparently not.
We also have an update tonight from police on the 2 victims related to this case. Police say, you might remember last night, 2 were sent to Jackson Memorial Hospital. Police now saying 1 treated and released, but that the other remains in critical condition.
All right, so gun violence. I'm going to have to wrap this video up because it just flashed me the signal that I'm running out of space. Okay, so I got one more quick video and then I'll get a couple of precepts and we'll go ahead and close. All right, this is the American Doofus channel.
This indestructible 99.
Slovakia. And I watch this channel. This guy comes out with some good information. All right. Now, this is American Doofus channel, June 2nd, which is yesterday. Breaking news, 12 and 14-year-olds in shootout with law enforcement. Okay? And then it goes into something else, but let's listen to this. It's just crazy.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for watching. It is the American Doofus Show. Don't be a doofus. I'm your host, Barry Welsh. Please subscribe, like, share, comment, hit the notification bell if you're already a subscriber so you know when we're on, and leave a comment below if you would. If you'd like to help support the show, it's always welcome. It's always needed. It's Cash App, $ American Doofus, all one word. And if you'd like to contact me, AmericanDoofus@gmail.com is the best way to do so. We have two breaking news stories this morning. First, we go to Florida, where overnight a 12 and 14-year-old children were involved in a shootout with police.
Developing this morning, a dangerous situation involving kids in a Volusia County neighborhood. Deputies say they had no choice but to return fire after a 12 and 14-year-old started shooting at them. And one of those kids was armed with an AK-47. This happened last night at a home along Enterprise Osteen Road, east of I-4. Mark Lehman is there live for us this morning. And Mark, deputies say they tried for hours to de-escalate this.
Yeah, the sheriff says deputies made several efforts to try and calm things down at this home here last night. But on every occasion, the sheriff says deputies were met by gunfire from the children who broke into this home. The sheriff expressing disbelief over what happened and outrage over what he calls a failed juvenile justice system.
This is something I've never seen in 35 years of policing.
The Volusia County Sheriff's Office surrounding a home in Enterprise on Tuesday where they say 2 children, just 12 and 14 years old, opened fire on deputies.
And here's an indication of a 14-year-old and 12-year-old have it so bad in life that they're going to defy law enforcement and engage them in a gun battle.
Sheriff Mike Chitwood says the children ran away from a group home, a place they responded to nearly 300 times last year.
What the hell is the Department of Juvenile Justice doing, sending these kids to places that can't handle them?
According to investigators, the 12-year-old boy and 14-year-old girl broke into a nearby home where they found a shotgun and AK-47. Chitwood says the deputies were met with gunfire as they tried to de-escalate the situation.
But they took rounds, multiple rounds, before they were left with no other choice but to return fire.
The girl was shot by deputies and rushed to the hospital. The boy was then taken into custody after surrendering.
Thankfully, I have deputies who are going home to their families because they knew what to do. They were well trained.
letting you know right away that they weren't Jakes. Had they been Jakes, they would have been shot to death no matter what age or gender. All right? So good enough. Menstruous children, okay? Let's get Salakia. Let me get it in the hub here. Let's get Isaiah. This right here. All right. Isaiah 13:12. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err and destroy the way of thy paths. Let's talk about Esau. Okay? They which lead thee cause thee to err. Well, who's leading us? Esau is. All right? And they're destroying the way of our paths. All right? And this is talking about Jake. As for my people, children are their oppressors. Hey, we're under the curses. Right? Menstruous women. Right? Okay, so this is what we're in right now. Let's get 2nd Ezra and we'll wrap it up. This is 2nd Ezra 15. All right, we'll go here real quick. In 15, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in there. That's what's going on out there. They're shooting at each other. They're having gun battles. All right? We can leave it right there. All right? So the Most High is turning up the heat. Real quick, let me grab this. This is Daniel. Daniel 12 and 1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. All right? A time of trouble. There shall be a time of trouble such as never was. All right? All right, so the point has been made. With that, we're going to hope that the elect were edified. With that, we're going to say shalom.